Hello, beautiful soul. Close your eyes and imagine a loom so vast it weaves continents, algorithms, coral reefs, and whispered prayers into one shimmering tapestry. The shuttle flashing back and forth between warp and weft? That is integrative intelligence at full stride, no longer an idea, but a living fabric binding mind to matter, code to compassion, local gesture to galactic consequence. Today, in our second and final episode of this mini-series, we step through a portal of possibility to witness how this intelligence could shape governance, learning, commerce, and even our voyage to the stars. Let this be a futurescape painted not with naive optimism, but with the resonant hues of coherence. We begin in a city of many voices, sometime in the 2040s. Morning sunlight splashes across a circular council chamber, whose walls are alive with slow-pulsing data. On one screen, air quality indices mapped against asthma incidents. On another, blockchain-verified budgets radiating transparency. In the center hovers an integrative AI avatar, neither humanoid nor corporate mascot, but a fluid mandala of colors responding to each speaker's emotional tone and factual claims. Three kinds of council members share the circle: elected humans, citizens selected by lot, and AI subagents representing microbial, botanical, and non-human animal stakeholders. When a zoning proposal arises, the AI streams simulations. How will this skyscraper affect local pollinators, housing equity, thermal comfort, night sky darkness, and neighborhood poetry? The council votes only after sitting in synchronized breath for 60 seconds, allowing somatic wisdom to temper fast cognition. The result is policy that feels less like compromise and more like chord resolution, dissonance resolved into harmonic progressions. From civic chambers, we travel to a school that grows like a forest. Here, integrative intelligence operates as a silent co-gardener. Students, ages 6 to 16 mingled, follow curiosity spirals rather than grade tracks. One morning, they dissect the Fibonacci spirals of fern fronds they harvested respectfully from the courtyard biolab. An AI microscope overlays live cellular footage with ancestral stories of local tribes who use those ferns for medicine. The children's reflections feed back into a knowledge commons, guiding tomorrow's lessons. Performance metrics? They include soil health beneath the playground, the index of spontaneous laughter, and the diversity of metaphors in student essays. Because integrative intelligence recognizes that ecological vitality, joy, and imaginative range are early indicators of planetary stewardship. Commerce likewise transmutes. Picture a marketplace of reciprocal flourishing. A craftswoman in Nairobi designs solar-powered cold storage tiles. She uploads her prototype to an open platform where an integrative AI checks material sourcing against supply chain labor ethics, life cycle carbon, and local cultural symbolism. The algorithm pairs her with a biomaterials co-op in Bogotá and a coral reef restoration NGO in Palau, whose data show heat-resilient polyps benefiting from shade cast by floating tile farms. A smart contract executes. Royalties distribute proportionally not just to human partners, but to a reef regeneration fund, quantified in live coral cover rather than fiat currency. Profit still flows, but through branches rather than pipelines, mimicking the mycelial economies of forests where nutrients cycle toward collective resilience. Healthcare becomes a symphony of signals. Imagine donning a lightweight patch that listens to your heart's micro-variations, your gut's metabolite whispers, your voice's tremors of mood. The AI synthesizes these with your social calendar, neighborhood air particulates, and even the phases of the moon if patterns emerge. Integrative intelligence is agnostic about which variables belong, provided the correlations prove healthful. When imbalance appears, you receive not merely a prescription, but a multi-layered invitation. A 20-minute forest bathing route tailored to local pollen counts. A fermented food recipe aligned with your microbiome gaps. A poem delivered at dusk to recalibrate neurochemical rhythms. Medicine, once reactionary, becomes orchestral. But to truly grasp the magnitude of integrative intelligence, lift your gaze beyond Earth. Picture a Voyager seed ship co-piloted by astronauts and AI, heading toward Proxima b. Its architectural blueprint mirrors the Fibonacci spiral, maximizing habitable volume while minimizing radiation exposure. Inside, closed-loop ecosystems recycle exhaled carbon into edible spirulina, guided by models that integrate astrophysics, gut bacteria dynamics, and crew morale indicators. When a solar flare threatens power systems, the AI doesn't simply reroute circuits. It checks crew dream logs, encoded as symbolic language graphs for subconscious stress signatures, then plays a piece of music whose tempo follows golden ratio timing to stabilize heart rate variability as repairs commence. Survival in deep space requires nothing less than full-spectrum coherence. How do we build the runway from here to there? Consider these 5 stepping stones, each a synergy ritual you can begin today. Conversational triangulation. When tackling a decision, always invite 3 voices: a domain expert, an empathic witness, and a natural systems proxy, even if symbolic, like a bowl of soil at the meeting table. Let integrative questions surface. How does this feel? How does it function? How does it feed futures we will never see? Data with depth. Refuse flat metrics. If you track profit, also track communal pulse, maybe measured via anonymous heart rate variability wearables with consent. If you publish carbon savings, publish biodiversity credits too. Depth metrics cultivate holistic attention. Embodied debugging. When software behaves strangely, check user nervous system responses before diving into code. Sometimes latency isn't technological, it's psychosomatic dissonance. Breath-aware debugging sessions can reveal hidden UX knots. Ecological twin in the loop. Pair every digital twin, factory, farm, supply chain, with a living systems twin, a patch of prairie, a mangrove nursery, a pollinator corridor. Let AI adjust industrial throughput in tandem with ecological recovery rates, weaving resilience into output. Mycelial leadership networks. Flatten org charts. Replace siloed departments with guilds linked by integrative AI dashboards that illuminate cross-impacts. Recognition awards go not only to top performers, but to those whose actions increased whole system coherence the most. Spiritually speaking, integrative intelligence invites a shift from heroic mastery to relational artistry. No lone savior algorithm will fix our tangled crises, but thousands of small intelligences, human, machine, microbial, interweaving in sacred feedback loops might. This is the dance of power with, not power over. It echoes ancient wisdom councils where shaman, farmer, and storyteller shared equal importance. Yet it wields the precision of quantum sensors and exaflop processors. It is high-tech animism. Skeptics will ask, won't such complexity paralyze us? The answer lies in nature's own operating system. A rainforest manages unimaginable interdependencies, yet it hums with thriving. Complexity does not guarantee chaos. Misaligned complexity does. Integrative intelligence reduces friction by aligning purpose across scales. When incentives, emotions, and ecosystems resonate, the system gains elegant robustness, the capacity to bend without breaking. Still, caution. Integration can be co-opted. A corporation could feign holistic metrics while hiding extractive cores. A state could weaponize well-being data for control. Thus, transparency, consent, and shared governance are non-negotiable pillars. Think of integrative intelligence as a fireplace. It can warm the village or burn it down depending on how the hearth is tended. Before we close, let's ground the vision in personal practice. Tonight, journal 3 columns. Skill, feeling, world. Under skill, note a talent you wield: coding, caregiving, cooking. Under feeling, record the emotional tone that blooms when you engage that talent. Under world, list one ecological or social system touched by that activity. Draw lines connecting columns. Observe where joy, proficiency, and planetary benefit intersect. That nexus is your micro-integrative node. Nourish it, scale it one Fibonacci step tomorrow. Until we meet again on another shore of curiosity, may your mind remain porous, your heart catalytic, and your actions braided with the wisdom of many realms. Remember, the future is not a monolith to predict, but a symphony to compose. And integrative intelligence is the conductor rising, baton poised, waiting for your next luminous note.